The 2025 Formula 1 season is coming soon. Some teams have a new driver lineup, and some teams retained their driver lineup from last year. So today I'm going to rank the 2025 driver lineup from each team. Please let me know your driver lineup rank in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel if you like my video. Racing Bulls will be the worst driver lineup in the 2025 Formula 1 season. As Hajar seems like the Red Bull had no driver to promote, so they promoted Hajar to fill the driver's seat that Liam Lawson was left with. And he is a rookie that was least prepared for Formula 1. Yuki Tsunoda is a good driver. He beat his former teammate Liam Lawson and proved to Red Bull that he deserved a seat on the team. He also ended Daniel Ricciardo's Formula 1 career, but he still didn't get a Red Bull seat. Racing Bull is a bit worse than the other team driver lineup. An experienced driver and an older rookie is what Alpine's driver lineup looks like. Pierre Gasly, needless to say, proved to us that he is an ambitious and competitive driver. But there's a big problem, and that is Jack Doohan. Although Jack Doohan did a great job last year in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, there are still many rumors that he might be replaced by the former Williams driver Franco Colapinto. Last year, Colapinto shamed Logan Sargent and his career and proved that he deserved a seat in the Formula 1. If Doohan is not competitive enough in the race, he might be replaced as soon as possible by other drivers. Not only for Colapinto, but also the other drivers who lost their seat last year, like Bottas and a guy who likes to eat Kit Kat per race. I'm not sure if we can see this lineup until the end of the season. Haas may have one of the most talented drivers in the 2025 driver lineup, and that is Oliver Bearman. His debut in the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix last year shocked all the people, and then in a couple of the Grand Prix, his results showed everyone that he was ready for the Formula 1. Despite Bearman has bad results in the Formula 2 last season, his result in Formula 1 gave him enough preparation for the higher class. Since Ocon left the Alpine, Ocon has been eager to have a new start in the Haas. Last year, Ocon had the worst season in his career. Despite finishing third in the Brazilian Grand Prix, for the most of the season, he was like disappearing to nowhere. One of the reasons is that Alpine's car was a tractor, and everyone thought Ocon was not a competitive driver in the midfield. In the next season, Ocon needs to prove that he is still a competitive driver, not a teammate killer. After a dark season for Sauber, maybe it's time to see the dawn in the driver lineup. They brought one of the best midfield drivers, Nico Hülkenberg, to the team and signed the Formula 2 champion, Gilbert Bortoleto. Without a doubt, Gilbert Bortoleto is one of the most talented drivers on the field. He won Formula 3 in 2023 and then won Formula 2 in 2024. Sauber may not be the best team to show his potential in Formula 1, but if he can grab the chance to show his potential to everyone, next year when Audi joins the team, he might have a competitive car to win a Grand Prix, like former Formula 2 winner Oscar Piastri. Nico Hülkenberg and Gilbert Bortoleto become an interesting driver lineup in the midfield, despite Sauber having the same bad car as last year, which was a tractor. After signing one of the best drivers in the driver market, Carlos Sainz, Williams may now have the best driver lineup in the midfield. Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz are unstoppable in the midfield, and since Alex joined the team, he has been carrying the team for the many years. After signing Sainz, this could end. Carlos Sainz is a driver who should be in the top team, but somehow dropped it to the midfield team. His career in Ferrari proved that he deserved a seat in the top team. Alex Albon was the strongest driver in the midfield before Carlos Sainz joined the team. This year, we might see the huge battle between those two drivers. I think this year Alex Albon needs to prove that he can beat Carlos Sainz, or at least the championship point gap between Carlos and him is not too far. Prove that he still has the potential to back to the top team. Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll are the drivers for the Aston Martin in the 2025 season. Alonso, needless to say, was carrying the team for the most of the season, driving a giant tractor on the track, and still gaining some points, beating his teammate Lance Stroll in the most of the qualifying and races, embarrassing Stroll every time during the race. Lance Stroll is getting worse and worse with his performance in the race, not only because he didn't know where to get back to the track and ended up driving into the gravel and ended his race by himself, but another reason is his terrible performance. Last year when Fernando Alonso was fighting for the points, where was Stroll? He was at the back of the field or even retired from the race. If Aston Martin want to become the top team in Formula 1, relying on Alonso is not a way to succeed. Stroll needs to get back to his prime like he used to be in the Racing Point. George Russell and Kimi Antonelli are the amazing driver lineup in the 2025 season. Last year, George Russell proved it to everyone that he could become the first driver for the team. He beat his former teammate Lewis Hamilton in the driver's standings and won a couple of races. This year, George Russell finally became the first driver for the Mercedes, and also has a young teammate Kimi Antonelli. Antonelli is one of the drivers in the Mercedes driver program. He skipped Formula 3, joined Formula 2 last year, and now he's gonna drive a Formula 1 car. Toto Wolff and some Formula 1 drivers like Max Verstappen and George Russell had recognized his abilities in driving skills. With the recognitions of Formula 1 drivers, Kimi Antonelli now has the most expectations in Formula 1. After Perez left the team, Red Bull soon after promoted Liam Lawson to the team to fill the driver's seat that Perez left with. Liam Lawson, who has shown immense promise during his 2024 outing, is set to take on a full-time race seat in the 2025. The young New Zealand driver impressed during his as a reserve driver and is ready to prove himself at the highest level alongside Verstappen. With only 11 races experience, Lawson may not be the best second driver for the Red Bull, and we are unsure of Lawson's driver level throughout the 11 races, but we can be sure that drafted Perez was the right choice. Max Verstappen, the four-time world champion, remains the cornerstone of the team, with his incredible skill, consistency, and speed. Verstappen will continue to lead Red Bull's pursuit of more championships. For the 2025 Formula 1 season, McLaren is ready to take on the challenge with a strong driver duo, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Lando Norris continues as McLaren's lead driver, bringing his experience and consistency to the team. With several podiums finished under his belt, Norris is poised to push for even more in the upcoming season. Oscar Piastri, entering his third season with McLaren, showed great promise in his rookie year. The 2021 Formula 2 champion has quickly adapted to Formula 1 and is expected to continue making strides in 2025. Ferrari now has the best driving lineup in the Formula 1, with the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton and one of the future champion Charles Leclerc. Hamilton's ability to bring a champion to Ferrari is now a question, because he was struggling with the generation of cars in the Mercedes, and his bad performance in the last couple of years in Mercedes is a big contrast to his successful career before the 2022 generation's cars. but I hope he can win the 8th world champion in Ferrari. Charles Leclerc is a top driver in the Formula 1. He has been showing his skill and let us know he has the potential to become a world champion. We have seen him fight for the title in 2022 with a 4-time world champion Max Verstappen. Sometimes people might say that he gives Max Verstappen more challenge than any other driver on the grid. Ferrari now has the best driver lineup on the grid.